welcome to another great, amazing book show. Today's story,
The Mysterious Tadpole by Stephen Kellogg. The Mysterious Tadpole... That's not a tadpole. Do you know what a tadpole is? A tadpole is a baby frog. They have their head and then a little tail. And over time, they grow into a frog. They drop the tail and they grow legs. It's really cool. This story is about a tadpole. Right there, that old man is swimming, and he caught one in a jar. But what's this over here? It's a giant thingamajig. I hope it doesn't eat his kittens. Greetings, nephew, cried Lewis's Uncle McAllister. I've brought a wee bit of Scotland for your birthday. Thanks, said Lewis. Look, Mom and Dad, it's a tadpole. Lewis named him Alphonse and promised to take very good care of him. Lewis took Alphonse to school for show and tell. Class, here we have a splendid example of a tadpole, exclaimed Mrs. Shelbert. Let's ask Lewis to bring it back every week so we can watch it become a frog. How the tadpole becomes the frog. Step 1 through 6. You can see the pictures there, how the tadpole turns into a frog. Mrs. Shelbert was amazed to see how quickly Alphonse grew. Maybe it's because he only eats cheeseburgers, said Lewis. That is a big, not tadpole. He's got arms and legs already, and he's keeping his tail. When Alphonse became too big for his jar, Lewis moved him to the kitchen sink. He's the perfect pet, said Lewis. Lewis and Alphonse loved to play games. Be careful, Lewis, said his mother. The living room is not a soccer field. Something is going to get broken. Alphonse is playing with Lewis, playing soccer in the living room? That is not a tadpole. And she was right. That same day, the soccer ball slammed into Aunt Tabitha's antique lamp. This tadpole is out of control, said Lewis's mother. Something must be done. It won't happen again, promised Lewis. I'll take Alphonse to obedience school. The only animals at the obedience school were dogs. Some of their owners stared at Alphonse suspiciously. Pretend you're a dog, whispered Lewis. Alphonse tried to bark, but it sounded like a burp. Blech. How to recognize dogs. That guy's looking at a book. Hold on a minute, said the trainer. What kind of dog is this? He's a hairless spotted water spaniel from Scotland, explained Lewis. Alphonse quickly learned to sit, stay, and retrieve. That means to go and get stuff. He graduated at the top of his class. My parents will be very pleased, said Lewis. Sit, stay, retrieve. The Scottish hairless spotted water spaniel. Number 1! But Lewis's parents were not pleased when Alphonse outgrew the sink and had to be moved to the bathtub. Oh no. This shower is too crowded, complained Lewis's father. The bathroom is a mess, moaned Lewis's mother, bringing him cheeseburgers in the tub. At least Lewis's classmates enjoyed Alphonse, who was still making weekly visits. Wow, show and tell is more fun than recess, they yelled. One day, Miss Shelbert decided that Alphonse was not turning into an ordinary frog. She asked Lewis to stop bringing him to school. By the time summer vacation arrived, Alphonse had outgrown the bathtub. We could buy the parking lot next door and build him a swimming pool, suggested Lewis. We quit. The parking lot is now for sale. Please park here, please park here, please, 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 please park here. Be sensible, declared Lewis's parents. Swimming pools are expensive. We're sorry, Lewis, but this situation has become impossible. Tomorrow you will have to take your tadpole to the zoo. But I can't put my friend in a cage, cried Lewis. That night, Lewis was very sad, until he remembered that the gym in the nearby high school had a swimming pool. Lewis hid Alphonse under a carpet and smuggled him inside. Nobody uses this place during the summer, whispered Lewis. You'll be safe here. After making sure that Alphonse felt at home, Lewis said goodbye. I'll be back tomorrow with a big pile of cheeseburgers, he promised. Lewis came every afternoon to play with Alphonse. In the mornings, he earned the money for the cheeseburgers by delivering newspapers. The training continued as well. Lewis would say, Alphonse, retrieve! And Alphonse would succeed every time. He's throwing big, heavy weights down in the pool. As summer vacation passed, Lewis became more and more worried about what would happen to Alphonse when the high school kids returned. After his first day of classes, Lewis ran to the high school and found the gym bustling with activity. The swim team was heading for the pool. "Stop!" cried Lewis. "On your mark," bellowed the coach. "Get set!" "Excuse me, sir," said Lewis. "Go!" roared the coach. In goes the swim team. Alphonse rose to the surface to welcome the swimmers. "It's a submarine from another planet!" shrieked the coach. "Call the police! Call the Navy!" "No, it's only a tadpole," said Lewis. "He's my pet." The coach was upset and confused. "You have until tomorrow," he cried, "to get that creature out of the pool." Lewis telephoned his friend, Miss Severs, the librarian, and asked for her help. "I'll be right there," she said. Miss Severs rushed to meet Lewis at the high school. When they saw Alphonse, she was so startled that she dropped her purse into the water. "Retrieve!" said Lewis, and Alphonse did. "Where did this astounding animal come from?" cried Miss Severs. "He was a birthday gift from my uncle," Lewis replied. Miss Severs telephoned Uncle McAllister. "Oh, the wee tadpole," he said. "Why, he came from the lake nearby. It's the one folks call Loch Ness." "Brace yourself, Lewis," Miss Severs said. "I believe your uncle found the Loch Ness monster." "I don't care," cried Lewis. "Alphonse is my friend, and I love him." He pleaded with Miss Severs to help him raise enough money to buy the parking lot so he could build a big swimming pool for Alphonse. Suddenly, Miss Severs had an idea. "Long ago, a pirate ship sank in the harbor," she said. "No one has ever been able to find it, or its treasure chest, but perhaps we can." The next morning, they drove to the harbor and rented a boat. "This is a treasure chest," cried Lewis. "Retrieve!" Alphonse disappeared under the water and returned with the chest. It was filled with gold and jewels. "Let's buy the parking lot and get to work," cried Miss Severs. Lewis's parents were shocked to see a construction crew in the parking lot. "Lewis," they cried, "what in the world is going on here?" "Alphonse found a pirate treasure ship," explained Lewis, "and we used part of our gold to buy you this present." Huff and Puff Construction Company. Pirate loot. Love to Mom and Dad. From me and Alphonse. Lewis's parents were shocked once again. "Tickets for a vacation cruise to Hawaii," they gasped. "And," said Lewis, "you don't have to worry about us because Granny has agreed to babysit." They hugged Lewis. They kissed Alphonse. "How soon can we leave?" they cried. "Immediately," said Lewis. By the time Lewis's parents returned, the swimming pool was being enjoyed by everyone in the city. Whoa! Look, everybody's floating on their own little floaty Alphonses. I guess those are inflatables. And there's kids playing with beach balls and sliding down his tail, and there's his parents coming back. I can sit and stay and fetch. That's a dog trainer. A week later, Lewis said, "Alphonse, tomorrow is my birthday, which means that you've been my best friend a whole year." The next day, Uncle McAllister arrived for the party. "Greetings, Lewis, my lad," he exclaimed. "I've come with a curious stone from the hills of Scotland. Happy birthday!" "Wow, thanks," said Lewis. Suddenly, the stone began to tremble and crack. "Oh, it's got a bird inside." "What kind of bird is that?" Oh, it's a really, really big duck kind of bird. Oh boy. Whoa, they're flying on his back. What a lucky kid. Wish I had a Scottish grandfather who'd give me all kinds of crazy animals. Well, that's The Mysterious Tadpole by Stephen Kellogg.
Subscribe and continue to enjoy more of these fascinating stories.